Welcome to the Grit Podcast.
Welcome to the Grit Podcast, the podcast that motivates and encourages you to become the real man you're destined to be. Broadcasting live in the rugged Northwest, just east of the trailblazing city of Portland. So let's get locked and loaded, because it's time to get gritty with it. Here's your host and lead grit man, Jamie Worley.
Hey, welcome to the Grit Podcast. We are back. Today I want to talk to you about why men hate men. Now, I don't literally mean hate like some sort of evil apathy. I don't really mean it that way. I mean like when you look at a guy and you be like, man, I can't stand that guy. Man, I hate that dude, etc. I don't want to be around that guy. I want to give you 3 characteristics of guys you can't stand to be around. And I'm going to give you the raw truth. Now, maybe if the shoe fits, you find yourself in one of these categories, then hey, if the shoe fits, be a man and wear that joker, and you wear it out. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we're going to go 3 things, 3 characteristics. This is the raw truth, R.A.W. Number 1 is this. You and I can't stand guys that threaten our respect. Threaten our respect. I have self-respect, you have self-respect, and when we're around other guys who do not give us the respect that we demand and deserve, don't forget deserve, then we can't stand that guy. I don't like being around guys who do not respect me. As a matter of fact, I want to punch them right in the eye. And that's not characteristic of me, but I tell you what, there's nothing more important than to a man, from a woman or from another man, as respect. If you don't respect me, I got no time for you. I can't stand being around you if you don't have some sort of respect for me. The worst, and it's a little tangent I'm going to go on here, worst of all is if you don't have respect for me, but yet you smile at my face and you have conversations with me, and then you walk away and you're yapping, you're a coward. You're a straight up coward. I don't want to be around you anyway. Bottom line is this. We can't stand men who threaten our respect. Now again, I don't mean that they're going to threaten your respect to take your self-respect away. Nobody can do that but you, right? What I'm talking about are men who do not respect you for whatever reason. Now maybe it's deserved. I don't care if you are not deserving of respect. If you are encountering another man who does not respect you even on the basic level, even if you haven't earned that respect, if you are not respected by the individual you're in front of, find somebody else to be around. Don't do that. Spare yourself just the trouble. It ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. That's the R in the raw truth. The A is this. I can't stand to be around a guy who threatens my abilities. Now wait a second. How can somebody threaten your ability? I mean, your ability is yours, right? Yeah. What I'm talking about is when I'm around a guy or a group of guys and I'm doing something really good, I'm being successful, etc., and all they want to do is discount everything I'm doing. All they want to do is minimize all the accomplishments and the things and the progress that I'm making. They just want to minimize everything. These are the pessimists, You bring up something good you've done, they say, yeah, but you need to get away from those guys. Get away from those guys. Those guys are threatening your ability, not your literal ability to do something, but man, if they're not on board, if they're not supporting you, if they're not encouraging you, along with accountability, right? If they're not giving you those things that are building you up, they're either building you up or they're tearing you down. If they're tearing you down by threatening your abilities, man, you just need to cut bait with those dudes. You need to find some other dudes to hang out with, all right? Guys who threaten your respect, guys who threaten your abilities, and here's the W, guys who threaten your worth. They threaten your worth. These are the guys, again, and they're typically jealous and pessimistic, and man, they're just threatening your worth. No matter what you do, no matter how much you accomplish, no matter how hard you work, they still make you feel like you're bottom of the barrel, like you're beneath them in some way. Now, you and I both know we're not beneath anyone. Okay, that's not a thing for guys like us. I'm saying guys who act that way, who try to make you feel that way, try to make you see life the way that they see it so they can be one step ahead of you. You bring up your accomplishments and they have one better. You bring up this, they have one better. You do something, they do something more. and they're constantly trying to keep you down below them. Whether you realize that that's true or not, hopefully you know that's not true, okay? But sometimes we fall into the trap. If you hear it long enough, you might actually start believing it, which is why you should not hang around with men who have these 3 characteristics, okay? You sit in a barbershop long enough, you're going to get a what? That's right, you're going to get a haircut. Men who threaten your respect, men who threaten your abilities, and men who threaten your worth. Stay away from them. I can't stand those guys. Don't spend any time around those guys. Say, well, wait a minute. I'm spending time around people I need to help. Wrong. You need to spend the majority of your time around the men who are going to lift you up so that you can be solid and strong in numbers, so that you together can then in strength reach out and help one of these guys here. Don't spend any time with guys like this. It will only bring you down. What is the cause? Why do guys do this kind? I've asked myself this question for the last several weeks trying to prepare this little talk. I gotta say, man, some of the things that I just don't get guys like this. And then I realized something. As I was sitting here putting these guys down for doing these things, threatening respect, their abilities and worth, I started to look back on my own life, and you know what I realized? I used to be one or more of these guys. Why in the world did I used to act like this? The very video I'm talking, don't hang out with those guys. I might as well have been telling you when I was young, for when I was younger, hey, don't be hanging out with Jamie. What was it that caused this? I'll tell you what causes this. Not just me in my younger years, but the men now that you're facing now that you should not be hanging out with is this. Insecurity, self-absorption, self-centeredness, immaturity. All those things contribute to men who feel threatened by your respect. They feel threatened by your progress. They feel threatened by your abilities. They feel threatened by your self-worth and self-value, the self-respect you have for yourself. Man, they're just jealous of it. And they'll do anything in their power to just bring you down a notch. Even if they can't bring you all the way down, they're going to bring you down a notch. Why? Because if they can bring you down, they've controlled you and brought you down a notch. And in their minds, they're the one who kept you in check. Let me tell you something. You need to look that dude right in the eye and say, man, you ain't the one that's going to keep me in check. You know what I'm saying? You're not the one. You are not above me. You're not even beside me. You need to move on. You don't have any time or space or margin for guys like that. You don't. So don't do it. These guys are the ones who feel that their own respect and abilities and worth is threatened. So they'll do their best to neutralize you because you are a perceived threat. And if they can't measure up to you, they'll bring you down to their level. Well, what's the effect of all this? Sadly, the effect is this. Everybody loses. I lose and you lose when guys like this are connected with guys like us. Matter of fact, they lose. Especially, we all lose, but they end up alone, weak, and worst of all, they haven't preserved anything in their life. But you know what they've done? They've deteriorated everything in their lives. I do estate planning. I see people at the end of their lives, and I can tell you this. So many times, guys like this end up dying alone. They end up divorced, single, etc., alone. Don't fall into this trap. Don't become men like this. More importantly, don't hang around men like this. You can't win. There is no upside. And you and I both know in today's day and age, especially in the United States, it's harder and harder and harder to be a real man. We need all the help we can get. We need all the encouragement we can get. And you know what? Cut bait with the anchors of the guys who are holding you back. Don't do it. Hey, next time, I'm going to be talking about why men absolutely love the men that we're hanging out with. Today, hey man, these are why we don't hang out with certain guys. These are why we don't hang out with the men we can't stand. And these are the things we can't stand about them. Next time, we're going to talk about why we hang out with the men we love, man. These are our brothers. This is what we love about those guys. All right, I'll see you next time right here on The Grit. Out.